One of you wants to talk, the other shuts down. One of you gets louder, more urgent. The other gets quiet and overwhelmed, maybe even leaves the room. It's the same pattern every time. Even the smallest disagreement can set it off. And you both end up hurt, one of you feeling abandoned, the other feeling attacked. Let's talk about what's really happening and how understanding your nervous systems can help you break this cycle. I'm Beth Pierce. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I work with couples who care deeply about each other, but get stuck in these reactive loops that they can't quite name. One of the most common patterns I see is what relationship expert Stan Tatkin calls the wave and island dynamic. The Gottmans refer to it as the pursue-withdraw cycle. Once you understand what's happening underneath, not just what you're doing, but why, everything can begin to shift. So let's start with the metaphors. The wave and the island. The wave tends to feel emotional distance as threatening. When something feels off, they move towards their partner. They ask questions, pushing for connection, needing to know they're okay. The island feels threat in that emotional intensity. When things get tense, they retreat. Not to punish, but to calm themselves down, to find space, sometimes to avoid making things worse. So in Gottman terms, the pursuer is the wave and the withdrawer is the island. The pursuer escalates to feel close. The withdrawer retreats to avoid overwhelm. Both are trying to protect the relationship, but they end up triggering the very disconnection they're trying to avoid. Let's talk about what this might feel like in the moment. If you're the wave, the pursuer, you might think, why won't they talk to me? Don't they care? I can't calm down until I know we're okay. If you're the island, the withdrawer, it might sound more like, this is too much. If I stay here, I'm going to make it worse. Or I just need space to breathe. The wave escalates to repair. The island escapes to protect. In doing so, each partner's strategy feels like abandonment or attack to the other person. So the problem isn't you, it's the cycle. It isn't about who's right or wrong. It's about how your systems are wired and how those differences collide in moments of stress. When you don't name the cycle, you start blaming each other. You're too needy, you're too distant, you never let anything go, you never show up when I need you. But when you do name the cycle, you can start to say, oh, we're in the pursue-withdraw loop again, or I can feel my wave coming online and your island is pulling away. By naming this, you interrupt the blame. You bring in awareness to the pattern. That's when change can start to become possible. And then the question of how to start shifting. You don't have to stop being who you are, but you do have to understand how you show up and how your strategy affects your partner. Waves can learn to pause and soften the reach. Islands can learn to stay just a little longer and offer reassurance before pulling away. And both of you can learn to signal safety instead of reacting to threat. You begin to co-regulate instead of escalate. You start to move towards each other, even when it's hard. If this is your pattern, if one of you withdraws and the other can't let it go, I'd love to help. Schedule your free consultation to see if we're a good fit. You can change the pattern, not by being less of who you are, but by becoming more aware, more intentional, and more connected. I look forward to talking to you.